What up, guys? Okay, let's try this again. It is 7 p.m. and we are live. If you've been staying tuned to what I've been doing for the last few weeks, you know that we are right in the middle of a 3-week extravaganza where all of the content is brand new. Everything's completely different. Hold on. I'm going to drop my links in the comment section real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Let me pin it to the top. Pin comment. Okay, we're good. If you guys have been staying tuned to what I've been up to for the last 3 weeks, you know that like I just said, we are right in the middle of a 3-week sort of experience where all the music I'm releasing is completely different than anything I've ever done before. The videos are different. The last video, No Good Bastards, was a collab with my girlfriend Nova and my best friend Brandon Hart. I got more surprises. I promised 3 weeks of surprises for you guys. I have 3 weeks of surprises. The next one happens this Friday at 9 a.m. I have a brand new video coming out. And once again, it is completely different than anything I've ever done before. And I'm really, really excited. I know that lately we've been doing a lot of sort of hyper political stuff and like really politically charged songs, the fake wokes and the clown worlds and the canceleds and things that live in that world. But I know the people who have been here from the beginning, the people who have stuck around and know who I am as an artist. I know a lot of your guys' favorite songs are the Castles and the I Wishes and the Hang-Ons and stuff like that. So it's been a while since I've dropped a music video that was sort of emotionally charged and would really hit you guys in the guts. And this video on Friday, it's going to do exactly that. It is going to hit you in the gut. It was a difficult one for me to write. It's a really special song. The video is really special. So that's this Friday, 9 a.m., brand new video. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm dropping the artwork for the song. So I got a couple surprises. And when you see the artwork tomorrow, you're going to know what one of those surprises is. So tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm dropping the artwork. Friday at 9 a.m., we're dropping the new video. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to jump into a question and answer here in about like 5 minutes. If you have any questions, anything that you want to know about, whether it's about old music, new music, music videos, touring, my life, what's going on in your life, need advice for something, whatever. If you have a question or something that you want to ask me or something that you guys want to talk about, start dropping those questions in the comments right now. If you ask a question, make sure you end it with a question mark, because when I'm scrolling through the comments looking for questions to answer, I'm looking for the question marks. So if you guys got any questions about literally anything at all, I'm going to go through the comments and I'm going to take the most interesting ones and answer as many as I possibly can. But let me get back to the new video thing real quick and just wrap that up. The new video drops Friday at 9 a.m. As you guys know, there's always 2 ways to see the new videos first. You can either A, join the Hangover Gang newsletter, or B, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're feeling very generous, you can do both of those things. But you don't have to do both of those things. If you did one of those things, that would be great. Subscribe to the Hangover Gang newsletter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. The links to both of those things are in the comment section. If you join the Hangover Gang newsletter, all you have to do is click the link, put in your email, hit enter, and you're done. I will personally email you Friday morning with the link to the video before it goes live on YouTube. That's also where I send all the MP3 downloads, promo codes for hangovergang.com, early access to tour tickets, and I write a letter once a month. When I send out that email blast with the music video link in it, if you scroll down and look at the bottom of the email, there's usually like a 3 or 4 paragraph letter that I write out to everybody, just sort of explaining where the video came from, updating everybody on what's going on in my life right now. So that's what's in the email. Sometimes there's free downloads. Sometimes there's promo codes for hangovergang.com. There's always early access to music video links. And there's always a letter that I write to everybody. So join the Hangover Gang newsletter. The link is in the comments. I've pinned them to the top. And if you don't use your email, that's totally fine. Just please go subscribe and turn on your notifications to my YouTube channel. So then when my music videos drop, YouTube will hopefully notify you about it. I think everybody kind of knows that YouTube doesn't like me at this point. I thought with the last video, No Good Bastards, I thought that video was going to hit the trending charts for sure. It wasn't political. I wasn't saying anything edgy or overtly controversial, but we still didn't hit the trending charts. So I don't know if they got their hate on for me right now, or maybe it's because the word bastards was in the title. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm telling you, this video that I'm dropping on Friday, if they don't let that video trend, we got a big problem. Like, you'll understand what I mean tomorrow when I drop the artwork. If YouTube doesn't let this video trend, we got a big problem. And you'll know what I mean tomorrow when I drop the artwork. But just like, I'll say it one time on the topic of YouTube and sort of social media and big tech not really liking me that much. It's really, really important that everybody, when you see that video drop Monday morning, please, when you're done watching it, take the extra 10 seconds, share it to your Facebooks, post it on your Instagrams, put it in your Instagram stories, put it on your Twitters, dance to it on TikTok, film some stories listening to it and tag me in them. And the shares go a long way. People don't realize, like, as an independent artist, I don't have a massive millions of dollars of marketing behind me. I don't have this massive budget and this machine behind me pushing my videos and doing that type of stuff. So all I really have to rely on is you guys. And I do my job when I'm in the studio. I make the best music I can. I produce the best beats I can. I conceptualize the best albums I can. That's all. That's my job, and I'm doing the best I can do. And I would really appreciate it if you guys took on this job as your own and really just shared the videos like crazy and posted them everywhere and helped them go viral and helped them trend and went to iTunes and downloaded the songs and helped them hit #1 on iTunes. Not saying that it's your guys' job. It's not your job. But if you so choose to take that job on, I would appreciate the hell out of it. It's the little things like that. It's taking initiative to share the videos. It's taking initiative to comment and like and download the singles and stream the singles. It's little things like that that have made us, Hangover Gang, a real threat to the music industry. It's a really amazing thing. And I'm sorry that I sound like a broken record, always asking everybody to share and watch and blah, 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 blah. And I know it's annoying, and I apologize, but I just know that we're making a real dent in the business of music right now. And I want to continue to make dents in that door until eventually we kick that motherfucking door down and there's nothing anybody can do to stop us. So if you so choose to help me out, please continue to watch and share and post them everywhere you can. It really does mean the world. Thank you guys. And if there was ever any doubt that you guys weren't doing that, I mean, the last video, No Good Bastards, we just broke 2 million views. 2 million. I think we broke it yesterday. So 2 million views on No Good Bastards in 4 days isn't nothing to turn your nose at. That's pretty amazing, considering it's not just me on the song. There's other people on the song. It was a collaboration. It was a completely different genre of music. I didn't know if people were going to like it. And it sounds like a lot of people really didn't like it, honestly. But I mean, shit, for a song that not many people like, 2 million views in 4 days ain't bad. So if there was ever any doubt that you guys weren't doing your part, I guess the proof is in the pudding. Thank you so much to everybody out there who watched it and shared it and posted it everywhere. What's up, babe?
This is the best one that shows you the most comments. I checked on everything.
Okay, far out.
So these are all the most recent ones coming in. This is playing. I checked it on my phone. It's
Okay.
just when I have the comment thing.
Okay, cool.
Do you want a table?
Sure, if you want to bring a table in here. I don't know what the hell we were talking about. Oh, if there was any doubt that you guys weren't doing your job, the proof's in the pudding. It's been amazing. Thank you guys so much. I love you. So I'm going to jump into the questions now. Boom. I'm going to answer as many as I can. I'm going to pick out the most interesting ones. If you guys have tuned into my live streams before, maybe you've seen that I end up answering a lot of the same questions over and over and over again, but that just seems to be the questions people are asking. So I'll do my best today to answer some different questions. I'm looking here because I have you guys on live, but my girlfriend Nova just brought my computer in here, so it's easier for me to navigate through the comments. So I have my computer right here next to me. I have you guys right in front of me. I'm going to scroll through as much as I can and answer as many questions as possible. One last time, new video, Friday morning, 9 a.m. It's a really special video to me. This is one that could help people. It could really help people. You could save a life by sharing this thing. That is the motivation to share, I guess. It's a really special video. It could help people. I can't wait. Friday morning, 9 a.m. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm dropping the artwork. If you want to know what it's about, I'm going to jump in the comments right now and answer as many questions as I can. So here we go. Mike C says, did you get Naz's test results back? No, I didn't. Naz is actually right here right now. If you guys want to see him, I'll show you. Okay, so here's Naz. So, I don't know, if you're new here, you might not know, but like a year ago, Naz went to the doctor and got like a pretty routine surgery. Like it was just a really minor surgery. And we took him in at about like 1 or 2 p.m. on a Sunday. And at about like midnight or 1 a.m., I was sitting in the studio recording a song, and Nova burst through the door of my studio, and I turned and looked at her, and I could tell that there was something wrong, and I stood up out of my chair, and I said, what's wrong? And she said, the doctor just called, and Naz went into cardiac arrest. So this guy had a bad reaction to the anesthesia that they give dogs so they can have surgery. And he actually went into cardiac arrest. So the doctor said that he had flatlined and he actually was not alive, and asked us if I wanted him resuscitated. And I said, yeah, I want him resuscitated. Get off the fucking phone and save my goddamn dog. So next thing I know, he calls me back 40 minutes later and says he managed to get him back to life, but he had a series of seizures, and they're not sure how badly the seizures had affected him. So he was dead for like 5-6 minutes, brought back to life, and then had a series of really acute seizures. And this was all in the middle of the pandemic. So for the next 3 weeks, this guy was in the hospital on life support, and we'd go in to visit him once a week, and he wouldn't eat their food, so I was cooking him chicken at my house. And then I was walking to the clinic, and I was giving them bags of chicken, and I was giving them my old socks and dirty t-shirts, and they were putting them in the cage with Naz and trying to figure out how to help him. So the first couple times I went to see him, he couldn't walk, he couldn't eat, he couldn't drink water, and he couldn't see. He was completely blind. He was like mentally retarded. He had no motor functions at all. And I used to just sit with him for hours and just talk to him and pet him. And I was there with Nova, and we just tried to get him to come back to life, and nothing was working. And then we went in 3 days later. He'd regained the ability to walk, so he could walk around, but his legs weren't working very good. So it was really difficult for him to move, but he was moving, but he still couldn't see. And he didn't remember me, didn't remember Nova. It was like super heartbreaking. So then another week after that, he started to gain his sight back, and he started to be able to walk better. And we continued to go and visit him every day and bring him food and bring him old shirts and stuff like that. And then about 3 weeks goes past, and they say, you know, I don't think there's anything else that we can do for him. You guys should come pick him up and bring him home, and then maybe that will help him. And we went to go see him that last day, and the second he saw us, it was like the first time he recognized us in 3 weeks, and he came running over to me and jumped up into my arms, and he's been at home living a pretty regular life ever since then. So it was just a total blessing, and I thank everybody out there who sent their prayers for him. So just the other day, I noticed that Naz was having some trouble going to the bathroom. So I took him to the clinic, and the clinic said that they found a lump like inside his butt. So they checked it out, and they tried to drain it, and they said it's not an abscess, and it's not a swollen gland, but it's rock hard, and they need to figure out what it is. So they took some samples of it and sent it to the lab, and I'm sure you guys can guess what the worst case scenario here is. It starts with a C, and I don't even want to say it. So we're just waiting for the test results on the biopsy that they gave Naz. And hopefully it's scar tissue from a previous surgery that he's had. And if it's not that, it could be something really terrible. And then we're going to have to cross that bridge when they get there. So I've seen you guys asking me for the update on Naz quite a few times. I haven't really wanted to talk about it because honestly, I've been trying to not think about it. But that's the update on Naz. If everybody could cross their fingers for him and say a prayer or two, say a prayer if you got one. I'm just really trying to stay positive and hoping for the best here. This is my little man. So I hope everything's okay. You want to go back down on the carpet and take a snooze? This is literally how he sleeps and how he relaxes everywhere, flat on his back. Look at all those people out there, buddy. You're famous, man. You don't care, eh? Unfazed by the fame. What a cool guy. What a cool guy. Oh, so that's the update on Naz. Okay, I'm going to jump in the questions here. Butch Nomer. Butch Nomer says, are you and Brandon and Nova ever going to collab again? Bro, I'm hooked. You know what, man? I can't, there's no telling. I can't say whether or not we're going to collab or not. But stay tuned because I got surprises. That's all I can say. Carl Robbins says, when is the new album going to be available? I'm itching. Dude, you have no idea. I'm just going to give you guys a little Easter egg right here, a little fun fact. If you guys like death threats, if you guys like ghost stories, if you guys like gravestones, if you guys like flowers for the dead, my new solo album is better than all of those albums combined times 10. I said to Nova last year when we dropped Gravestones, for some reason, making Gravestones took a lot out of me. And it was a really frustrating process for me. I don't know why. But writing and producing and executing Gravestones and Flowers for the Dead were really, really difficult for me. And I remember when I finally got it out of the way, it felt like I had like a weight lifted off my shoulders. And I said to Nova, yo, I love those projects, but now that they're out of the way, I feel like this weight's been lifted off my shoulders. And I'm guaranteeing you the next album I make will be better than anything I've ever done in my life. And all I can say is, when I followed up death threats with ghost stories, I was scared to write ghost stories because it had to live up to what death threats was. And when I had to write gravestones that followed ghost stories, I was scared to write gravestones because it had to live up to what ghost stories was. And now that I'm writing this new album, this is the first time in my life where I'm not afraid and I'm not scared and I'm not worried about it living up to anything. I know that without the shadow of a doubt, with 100,000,000% certainty, I knew before my pen even touched the paper, I'm about to write the best album of my life. And every song I write for this thing, I'm just like, I'm blowing my own mind. I'm like, oh my God. Did I actually just write that? Like, what the fuck? Every time I show Nova one of the songs from the new album, she's literally like, dude, how are you even doing this right now? Like, it's crazy. So I can't tell you when my solo album's coming. All I can tell you is it's the fucking best album to ever exist ever. It's insane. I can't wait to give it to you. With that being said, my solo album isn't the only album that I'm working on, and I have surprises. That's all I can say. Jody Nicole says, boxers or briefs, I love you and Nova. Dude, I don't do boxers. Like, whenever I wear boxers, I end up accidentally hitting myself in the balls all the time. It's briefs or nothing. And those are like the shorts, like the tight shorts. Plus, you guys know that I was a pro wrestler once upon a time, right? Like the WWF stuff. So every time I get out of the shower and pull on a pair of briefs, I low-key feel like I'm getting into my wrestling gear and I'm about to go whoop somebody's ass. So it's gotta be briefs for me. Crystal Walker. That's a cool name. Crystal Walker says, what made you want to get into music? Well, that kind of segues from the last thing I said. I was a pro wrestler for a long time. I did the pro wrestling thing. I traveled all over the country and wrestled on pay-per-view and wrestled with a lot of WWF guys. Billy Kidman and Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner, Rikishi, Scotty 2 Hotty, blah, 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 blah. Fun fact. I got fun facts today. When I wrestled with Buff Bagwell, the first time I met Buff Bagwell, who's like a former WCW champion, world heavyweight champion. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who Buff Bagwell is. Buff Bagwell took me to Hooters, and we got shit-faced on like 3 pitchers of beer and some wings. And then we went and got on a roller coaster together, wasted drunk. And it was one of those roller coasters where you go around the loop-de-loop, and when you come down the other side, the little camera takes a picture of you. So somewhere in my archives, I have a picture of me and Buff Bagwell shittered on a fucking roller coaster in Canada. But I digress. I got into music because I did the wrestling thing for a long time. Because I'll give you the Reader's Digest. Because of accumulated injuries and just ridiculous politics within the wrestling business, I got out of wrestling, which was heartbreaking. But I'd been writing songs my entire life, rock songs and poetry and stuff like that. But I was too busy with the wrestling stuff to ever pursue the music shit. So with wrestling out of the picture, it gave me the space to pursue my music career, and now we're here. And if you want to go back a little further than that, everybody knows the story about my dad taking me to the pawn shop. My dad gave me $5. He said, buy anything you want in the pawn shop. I started digging through this bin of CDs that were all $5, and I found this double CD set, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. And I didn't even know who the fuck Tupac was, but I was like, shit. This is 2 CDs for $5. The rest of these CDs are 1 CD for $5. So I'm going to take the double CD set. I took the Tupac All Eyes on Me double CD combo, went home, listened to those 2 CDs for probably the next year and a half, fell in love with hip hop, didn't fully connect with what was going on. Then one day I was on a yellow school bus heading home to my house from elementary school. I was sitting on the back of the bus. This kid named Keith Rundle sat down next to me. He had a Discman with him, a Sony Discman. And he said, yo, you got to listen to this CD. I stole it from my brother. And I said, who is it? And he said, it's Eminem. He's a white rapper. And he gave me the headphones. I put them on. I heard Eminem for the first time. And I was just like, oh my God. I went and looked up Eminem. I saw this white boy with blue eyes and blonde hair. And I was like, oh my God, this guy looks like me. This guy sounds like me. I get it. The connection is complete now. I could do that. Started writing raps. never really put any out, did the wrestling thing. The wrestling shit fell apart. I had backlogged years and years and years of writing material. Bought a computer, bought some beat making software, bought a microphone, bought software to shoot music videos. I started literally making beats, recording songs, shooting and releasing music videos like within 6 months of that. So, dude, it was a little bit of a wild ride, but I'm one of those people that believes that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens exactly the way that it's supposed to happen. And even though it was a long road and a little bit of a roundabout way of getting to where we're at now, sometimes you gotta take that roundabout way. Sometimes you gotta take the scenic route, even if you don't want to take the scenic route, even if you're not interested in looking out the fucking window. Sometimes it's just the way that it's gotta go, and we're here now, so I'm super thankful, and that's how it all started. Okay, what else we got going on here? Adam Hoteling says, Tom, how do you get your inspiration to keep going and helping people and just keep going despite all the haters? Dude, you know what, man? Like, people always have asked me this question, like, where do you get your inspiration from? How are you so confident in what you're doing? How do you keep going in spite of all the haters? And I guess there's a couple different reasons. A big part of my inspiration, a big part of what motivates me to keep going in spite of all the haters is you guys. That's really it. Everybody sitting here right now that's talking and giving a shit and asking questions and people that care, like that's what motivates me to keep going in spite of all the haters. It's really easy to talk about our haters all the time. You know, like 1,000 people could say some really nice shit about you. Thousands of nice comments, but one person says one bad thing, and that's the shit that sticks with you for the rest of the day. And that's what you tend to dwell on, and that's what you think about, and that's what you address on the internet, and blah, 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 blah. Which is why I really try to make a point to, as often as I can, thank you guys and tell you guys that I love you and try to convey how grateful I am for all of you guys. And that's why I do things like sign every single album and pack every single album and send every single album myself. I feel like I'm indebted to you guys. Sometimes when people are hating and the internet gets loud, you feel like you get stuck in the mud. And every time I'm stuck in the mud and it feels like I'm just sinking further and further and further and it's up to my chin, it's always you guys who grab a hold of me and drag me the fuck out and wipe me off. And they're like, hey, fuck what those people are saying. I love what you're doing. All of these people love what you're doing. Keep fucking going and we're going to walk with you. That's what motivates me to keep going, is all you guys and the love and support. And I feel like I'm indebted to you guys for that. And that's honestly why I work so damn hard, because I feel like I owe you guys for all the times you saved my life. In addition to that, I don't want to get too mushy on you guys. I've always just kind of been that way, though. I swear that I came out of my mom with my middle finger in the fucking air. Like, really. Like, people have been talking shit to me my whole fucking life. When I wanted to be a pro wrestler, I trained for 1 month before I had my first match. How do you think all the other wrestlers there felt about that? That this kid can just walk in, train for a month, and have his first match. And they've been training for 2-3 years, and they haven't had a match yet. They weren't fucking happy. They talk shit, middle fingers. Not to sound like I'm too full of myself, because I used to be pretty handsome when I was a kid. I might not be that handsome anymore, but when I was a kid, I was pretty handsome. And because I was handsome as a kid, all the girls in junior high and elementary and shit like that, they paid a lot of attention to me, and they wanted to be my friend. And because I was getting attention, all the boys hated me. And they talked a lot of shit about me. Middle fingers to them too. And now that I'm doing the music thing, and I'm speaking my mind and not giving a shit about how the internet feels about it, they're talking shit about me. And it's middle fingers to them too. People literally been talking shit and trying to bully me my whole fucking life. I'm built for this shit. Like the whole like internet mob that wants to like, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're misogynist, you're a piece of shit. We don't like you. Like you're appropriating culture. Blah 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 blah. Your music's trash. Da da da. Cool, bro. I'm fucking 30 years old. Kids been calling me a faggot since I was fucking 8. Yo, check this out. One time these kids invited me to come over to their house, okay? And these kids bullied me at school and shit. And then just check this out. These kids bullied me at school for like months, right? And like, it's not fun for me. Like, I am not having a good time. I'm like not going out to the little playground shit at lunchtime because they're gonna bully me. And I'm like avoiding them in the hallways. And I'm just being a loner and doing my own thing because I don't want to be bothered by these kids. One day, these kids just start being nice to me out of nowhere, right? And I probably should have thought that there was something up when they started treating me nicely. But I wanted to be friends with somebody so bad. I was like, fuck it. If they're going to be nice to me now, cool, I'll take that. So they're cool with me at school. They get my phone number and shit. That day after school, they call me up and they lived in my subdivision. They call me up and they're like, hey, Tom, blah, blah, blah. We're all hanging out at the house. Do you want to come hang out? And I was like, yeah, I want to come hang out. I'll come hang out with you guys. That would be cool. Whatever, get my jacket on and shit, get dressed up to go hang out with some other kids. I leave the house. I walk all the way over. And I live in Canada at this time. And it's freezing fucking cold. Like, it's like minus 20, minus 25. Freezing cold. I walk through the snow. It's snowing out and shit. I walk through the snow like 15 minutes to get to their house. By the time I get there, I'm fucking freezing, right? So I get to these kids' house. I knock on the door. And they don't answer. So I knock on the door again. And they don't answer. But then I hear something. I hear like people moving or some shit. And it sounds like it's above me. So I like look up and I take a step back. And these kids are standing on the roof of their house with a bucket of water. And they poured a bucket of water over top of me in the fucking dead winter. In like minus 20, minus 25 weather. And then called me names and said I was a fucking loser and blah, 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 blah. And I had to walk home soaking wet 15 minutes through the dead of winter to get back to my house. And by the time I got there, my fucking pants were frozen to my legs. Shit like that has been happening since I was a fucking child. I am not fucking worried about some idiots on the fucking internet who don't like my fucking music. You don't like my music? Too fucking bad. Fuck off then. Like I've been going through the training for this shit. I had people fucking beat me up. I had people bully me my whole fucking life. I am unbothered by some people on the internet not liking my music. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Don't like my music. I'm fucking rich and famous. Suck my fucking dick. You know what I mean? Fuck those people. And so that's how I continue. That's how I continue going. And like I said, I have all of you fucking wonderful people here, and that softens the blow. And to sort of cap off what I just said about being bullied and being trained for this shit, every time somebody says some negative shit about me, bro, you're past the point. When I was a kid, I was just a spark, okay? And maybe the negative shit that you said about me, that was like throwing water on a fucking spark. And you just put the spark out every time. You're too fucking late now. I'm a fire now. I'm not a spark anymore. I am a fucking fire. And I am burning everything in my fucking path. And if you hurl insults and you say terrible shit to me, you're not throwing water anymore. You're throwing fucking gasoline. And it's just going to make me burn hotter and brighter and faster than ever before. So I invite these people to bully me online and call me names and say that my music's trash. Go ahead. You are literally feeding the beast at this point. Okay, so that was my... I wasn't short about answering your question, and I wasn't concise about answering your question, Adam, but I feel like I was quite thorough in answering your question. So that's how I keep going, despite the haters. It's you guys, and I love you guys, and I thank you, and I appreciate you, and I'm so, so grateful. And it's just everything that I've been through in the past, like, I'm fucking made of metal now. I could box with the devil and come out a champion at this point. Alma Geddon says, this is a good question. Alma Geddon says, if you're traveling in a vehicle at the speed of light and you turn on the headlights, what happens? Holy shit. Look, man, I'm big on space. I love space. I stay watching space documentaries. I stay watching Neil deGrasse Tyson, even though he's kind of a dumbass lately. But I stay on the space shit. When they go to Mars, when they land their little robots on Mars and shit, your boy is up early on the internet flipping through the Mars pictures. Like, I'm on top of my space shit. That being said, it's like every time I watch a documentary about black holes or the speed of light and quantum physics and theoretical quantum physics and shit like that, there's so many, like, nobody ever has an answer for anything. Like, watch a documentary on space and watch these scientists literally answer a question about anything. Like, there's no concrete answers. They're just like, they're always like, well, in theory, and then they explain. Or they're like, well, as far as we can tell, and then they explain. Or they say, well, to the best of our knowledge, and then they explain. So it's like, none of these answers are like concreted as facts. It just sounds like, well, we don't really fucking know much about this shit, but if we had to guess, this is what we think would happen. So I don't know how to give you an accurate answer. If you're traveling in a vehicle at the speed of light and you turn the fucking headlights on, what happens? I guess nothing happens, right? Because when you turn on the headlights sitting still, the light is traveling at the speed of light and you're standing still, which allows you to see the light emanating from the source. But I guess if you're moving at the speed of light, you would never actually see that light move out of your car at the speed of light because you're already traveling at that speed. So I guess if you turn the lights on, nothing happens. To the best of our knowledge, as far as we can tell, in theory, that's what I got for you. Missy Ligon says, have you thought about a written word journal or a poetry book? Yes, I have actually. I think with my next album, I'm going to put out a book of some sort. Because you guys know that Nova, my girlfriend, when she releases her albums, she releases poetry books and lyric books and shit like that. And like, something that you guys might not know about me is that I draw a lot. When I'm on tour, I just fit, when we're in between towns, when we're driving 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours to the next show, I'm in the back seat with my headphones on, listening to a space podcast, drawing fucking pictures in my notebook and writing little poems and doodles and logos and stupid shit like that. So I was thinking about taking some of my journals and then taking out what I think are my favorite parts and then putting them into a book and publishing it and releasing it with my next solo album. I'm also like a meticulous planner, whether it's about music videos or if I have a good idea for something to post, or I just have an idea of something I want to create, or I have a plan of the order in which I want to release something. I write all that shit down. I make calendars. I have like literally thousands of to-do lists. And I was thinking about maybe I'll take like all my to-do lists and all my calendars and all my plans and all my journals and combine everything into just like a book, so you guys could see like what it's like when I'm thinking about releasing a music video, or when I'm thinking about autographing albums, or when I'm thinking about merch designs, or when I'm thinking about dropping an album or whatever. I write all this shit down and I plan it out and I think about it really hard, and I make a lot of notes and stuff. So I was thinking I'd take all my doodles and drawings from the road and tour, combine it with all of my planning, to-do lists, and blah, 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 smash it into a book and publish it and put it out there with my next solo album. So I don't know if that's something that you guys would be into, but yeah, it's an idea that I've been bouncing around in my head for a while. So if that's something you guys that you guys dig, I'll put it out with my next album. Aaliyah Gordon says, are you thinking of developing a parallel music industry driven by creators instead of businessmen? Sort of. I honestly, here's the thing. I work already like 20-hour days. If I'm either writing music or recording music or shooting videos or planning videos or signing albums, packing albums, shipping albums, designing merch, coming up with digital artwork for release days, working on stuff with Nova, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I don't really have the time or the desire to create a parallel music industry and then have that be available for other artists at this point in time. That's something that I might do in the future when I retire, way in the future, when I can no longer do what I need to do. Maybe I'll do that for other artists, but for now, this sort of parallel music industry that you're talking about, I feel like we kind of have already created that. You guys are all part of it. I'm an artist, Brandon's an artist, and Nova's the artist. Like that is Hangover Gang essentially to me. So I feel like we've already kind of done that, and if we just continue to sort of take care of the flowers that we're already growing, I think eventually we're gonna have a pretty fucking amazing garden. And when we've all had our fun and we're done with it, maybe we can plant some seeds for some other artists and help them grow. But right now we're working so much on our own stuff that I can't be doing it for anybody else other than me and my girlfriend and my like very immediate friends. Jeremy Taylor says, I have a question. I introduced my 15-year-old daughter to your music. She is suicidal at times and gets depressed. She was wondering what pulled you out of your depression and what made you rise up. Jeremy Taylor, that is a really difficult question. It's always very difficult for me to answer questions or lend advice in regards to mental health stuff, because I don't think I'm necessarily qualified. I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to school for this stuff. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a guidance counselor. I don't feel like I'm necessarily qualified to answer questions on this topic. It's like lately I've been getting a lot of requests to go on different podcasts and do different interviews and be on the news and blah, 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 blah. And most of the people that want me on their podcasts and to do interviews with, they're political shows. And it's like all they do is like talk about politics all the time. And they're like political scientists and ethics experts and like shit like that. And it's just like, man, like, I don't feel like I'm qualified to be on your show talking to you about politics. Like, I don't know any more about politics than anybody else does. I'm just looking at this shit as a regular person, having regular person feelings, and then putting regular person feelings in rhyming form into songs and putting them out into the world. Like, I'm not a fucking expert on any of that shit. Not by a long shot, you know? So yeah, I feel like I'm not super qualified to be answering those things. All I can tell you about mental health and depression and shit like that, all I can tell you is what my experience has been and what works for me. And what works for me doesn't always work for the next man or the next young lady, or won't necessarily work for anybody else. But here's some sort of universally applicable advice to people who suffer from anxiety and depression. And without getting too deep into things, this is just the simplest way that I can put it, okay? Depression and anxiety come from somewhere. The only way to effectively deal with these things and combat these things in a healthy way is to understand why these things are happening to you and find the root of that pain. And I did a lot of reading, and I did a lot of research, and I did a lot of exploring on the internet and talking to other people and speaking with doctors and speaking with therapists. I did a lot of research so I could try to understand where the root of my anxiety and depression came from. And what I've found, and there's a lot of different things. A lot of different things can contribute to depression. There's a book I have called Lost Connections. And it's essentially like 8 or 9 points that contribute to why some people get depressed. So I would definitely suggest you look into that book, Lost Connections. It was really important in my healing process. But this is what I've found. Depression and anxiety come from somewhere. Depression tends to come from things that have happened in the past, negative things that have happened in the past, and we can't let go of those negative feelings. And they sort of fester and ruminate inside us and create a depressive atmosphere. Anxiety tends to come from the future. Things that haven't happened yet. Things that we worry about happening, but haven't happened, but they might as well have happened because we're experiencing the emotions as if they already have. Depression tends to come from the past experiences. Anxiety tends to come from the fear of future experiences. If you can find a way to live in the present moment, that is the only way to find any type of tangible immunity from anxiety and depression. You have to be in this moment right now. There is no past. There is no future. What happened yesterday is done. It's gone. It's over. You're not the person you were yesterday. You're not your experiences from yesterday. It's done. And you're not tomorrow because it hasn't happened yet. All you are is right now. Let go of the things that trouble you. Stop worrying about the things that might in the future and live in the now. Be present. That's the best way. I would suggest that if she doesn't have a therapist, find a good therapist. Do a lot of reading. Don't drink caffeine or soda. Cut down on junk food. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't smoke weed. Don't drink alcohol. Meditate and read. Those were keys for me. So that's the best answer I can give you. Cortland Allen says, Brandon Tatum wants to interview you. Any chance you'll take him up on it? Brandon Tatum, who you're referring to, is Officer Tatum from YouTube. And he's a personality on YouTube, and he reacts to some of my music videos and talks about a lot of important, relevant, recent political events. I really do love that guy. I enjoy his content. I respect his views, and I've seen quite a few of his videos. He didn't actually ask me to do the interview. I guess he did a reaction to one of my songs, Castles, and said during that reaction that he wanted to interview me. Yeah, I would love to do an interview with Officer Tatum. So if you guys are out here and you're familiar with Officer Tatum and you're familiar with me, tell him that I'd love to do it. Let's get it done. That's one of the guys who I would have no problem with sitting down with and talking to about the world we live in. So let Officer Tatum know. Let's do it. I'm just flipping through here. Buddy Gray says, my sister passed on Monday. Can she get a shout out? Her name's Wendy Gray. Shout out to Wendy Gray. Rest in peace. That's awful. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not calling you buddy. Your name is Buddy. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, man. That's really tough. Stay strong and hang in there, man. Shane Odom says, question, it would be really cool if you could give us a couple of background stories on some of your tattoos. Look, I got like every single tattoo that I have everywhere has a story behind it. I'm like not one of those people who goes and gets tattoos because they're cool and they want to, just have cool shit on their body. Like, that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's totally fine. But that's not why I get them. I've always got them at pivotal moments in my life, or moments immediately following something important, or moments leading up to something important, or whatever. So I'm going to do a video for you guys explaining all of my tattoos, because I get asked about that all the time. I'll make that video where I'll have Nova film me, and I'll show the tattoos, and then I'll tell the story behind it. And then I'll do that for all of my tattoos. And then instead of boring you to death right now with a bunch of stories about tattoos that most people probably don't give a shit about, I'll do it in video form, and then I'll put it on Facebook, and I'll put it on YouTube. And whoever is interested in that, guys can go watch it, and we'll save everybody else the torture. Just flipping through your questions here. Oh, that's a good question. I've never been asked that before. That's a really good question. But okay, so let me just circle back one time. I'm going to get right back into the questions. Like, just literally give me a minute and 30 seconds. I'm going to blow through this. The brand new video drops Friday at 9 a.m. It's a super important one. It's a really special song to me. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., the artwork drops. So if you want to know what the song's about, you want to know if anybody else is on it, you want to know what some of the surprises are, tune in here tomorrow at 9 a.m. when I drop the artwork. The video is Friday at 9 a.m. If you want to get early access to the music video, you can do one of two things. One is join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Two is subscribe to my YouTube channel. The links to both of those things are in the comments below. All you have to do is click the link, enter your email, hit enter, and you've joined the newsletter. Or you click the link, a bubble will pop up, you hit OK, and you will have subscribed to my YouTube. So we're almost at 2 million subscribers on YouTube right now. How crazy is that? It took me like literally 9 years to get 1 million subs. And now in the last like 6 months, we've already gone up another million. So we're at 1.99 million subs on YouTube. That's less than 10,000 people to break 2 million. So I would appreciate the hell out of it if you guys would go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button so we can break 2 million, and turn on your notifications while you're there. Artwork drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. New music video Friday at 9 a.m. Join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Subscribe to my YouTube. And please, when the video drops, share it like crazy. I could really use your guys' help. It's really difficult dropping multiple music videos in consecutive weeks because people get sick of you being on the internet asking them, please like, please share, please blah, 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 blah. People get tired of you and they become complacent and don't give a shit about what you have to say. So dropping 2 music videos in a row is really tough because I feel like I'm just annoying the hell out of everyone at this point. Also, like, when you don't post anything for a long time and then you just post a video, they put you way up in the YouTube algorithm because it's new and you don't drop stuff often. The more often you drop stuff, the lower you end up trending in their algorithm because they're like, oh, this guy puts out content all the time. It's not that special. So please, this is the second video in a row of 2. I'm going to need you guys to share it like crazy, and I really appreciate it. Friday, 9 a.m. Okay, back into the questions. Amber says, in the Buttholes music video, is that you in the blow up unicorn? I don't think anybody has ever asked me about that before, ever. That is me in the blow up unicorn. At the very end of the Buttholes music video, when you see the big inflatable unicorn dancing around, that was your boy. I was really bummed that you couldn't see my face. But that was me breaking out those sick dance moves in that costume. Mike Hampson says, how long have you been playing the guitar, and is it something you want to do more in your music? Dude, I haven't been playing guitar like at all. I took guitar lessons when I was a kid, when I was like 14, and I did them for a couple weeks, and I just couldn't figure it out, and I fucking hated it, and I stopped. And then Nova actually bought me this guitar that's right here. Nova bought me this guitar for, I think it was Christmas. It was Christmas for my birthday. I think it was Christmas. She bought me this guitar. It's a Fender Telecaster. And I just started playing it, and I've only been playing it off and on since then. And actually, like the thing that you heard in No Good Bastards, I don't know if you can hear that. That's the first thing I ever played, and it ended up being the main melody in No Good Bastards. So literally in No Good Bastards, that that's the first thing I ever played on guitar. I took a video of it on my phone because I was just sitting outside one night just like fucking around with it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I should film that so I don't forget it. And then I filmed it. And I saved the video on my phone, and then I took it into the studio like a week later and played it again in the studio, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, and that became No Good Bastards. How crazy is that? So yeah, I haven't been playing long at all. Like, as you can clearly tell when I'm playing it in here, like, it sounds like shit, but I'm good enough at it to figure out a little riff and then play it in the studio. I'm not good enough at it to play on stage or anything like that. I'm not sure how much I'm going to incorporate it into my music. You'll just have to wait and see. Whoops. I'm just flipping through you guys' comments here. Margaret McCroy said, Naz is the cutest. How old is he? Sending prayers and positive vibes. I appreciate that, Margaret. Thank you. We're not exactly sure. Where the hell is Naz? Hey, monkey. We don't know how old Naz is because we found Naz literally roaming the streets. Like when Nova and I lived in the ghetto. Nova and I lived in the ghetto or the slums, whatever you want to call it, we found Naz literally roaming the streets. And his hair was just like black with dirt, and he had dreads hanging off him. Like his dreads were so long they were dragging on the ground when he was walking. And we saw him walking up the sidewalk, and he was just like, looked just fucked. And the second Nova saw him, and she's like, oh, that's my new dog. And I was like, what? And she's like, oh yeah, right there, that's my new dog. And then I saw him, and then as we got closer, he came over to us and was just jumping up on our legs, just like literally being like, help me, help me, help me, I'm hungry, I need food, I need water, like, I need help. And then, so we took him inside, And Nova gave him a bath, and he was just covered in fleas and dirt and mud and shit, and it was gross. And Nova gave him a bath and cleaned him up. And then we cut his hair, we cut all his dreads off, and just telling this story, I'm just looking at him sitting over there, just makes me want to just grab him. So if you guys are going to ask me about Nads, you're going to have to hold on a minute, because I got to get him. Come here, monkey. Oh. So we gave him a bath and a haircut, and then he was so terrified because he was locked in our bathroom because he couldn't be around our other dogs yet because we had to make sure he was healthy or whatever. So he was so terrified that he would, here, I'll put you like that. Is that good? He would just shake like uncontrollably, like just vibrating uncontrollably in the bathroom for hours and hours and hours. And then I told Nova, he's crying at the top of his lungs, screaming in the bathroom with the door closed. And I told Nova, yo, I'm going to go in there and see him and see if I can get him to calm down. And I walked into the bathroom and literally put his head in my hands just like this and held his head. And he quit shaking immediately and stopped crying and just stared at me in the eyes, just like. So, and ever since that moment, like, he will not leave me alone. Like, if I come to the studio, he's in here under the desk. If I move to the couch, he's right next to me on the couch. If I go outside, he's with me. Like, if Nova and the other dogs go to bed, he will not go to bed until I do. Like, he's my little homie. So because we found him on the street, we have no idea how old he is. When we took him to the doctor for the first time, the doctor said that he thought that he was probably about a year old. And that was like maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. So he might be like 2.5 or 3 at this point in time. Heather Pipkin says, what made you decide to change things up and serve cherry pie instead of apple pie? And of course, Heather is referring to what made me switch things up with these songs I'm releasing right now. Well, first of all, I don't really think like I'm switching things up because I haven't stopped rapping. I haven't even stopped rapping or making the style of music that I've been making. I'm just literally taking a 3-week break just because it's really important to me. I know that people love the super political songs and the quote unquote like controversial songs and the triggering songs. People love that stuff and I get it. I love that stuff too. It's a big part of who I am. I love saying crazy stuff. I love trolling the internet. Like I have a really good time speaking my feelings on songs and putting it out into the world. That's a huge part of who I am. But it's a huge part of who I am. I have other things that I want to do. I have, other artistic aspirations and endeavors that I want to explore. So I just decided, you know what? Fake Woke just came out. That did amazing. Clown World just came out. That did amazing. Canceled just came out. That did amazing. We charted on Billboard. We got 5 number ones, blah, 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 blah. Let me just take the next 3 weeks to do something different and show people that I'm capable of more than just pissing off the internet. So that's really all that it's been. I've had a lot of different types of music in my blood for a long time that I haven't allowed myself to put out into the world. So I just decided I'd just take these 3 weeks and just do something completely different. And that's what we're doing. Okay. Scott Exenberger says, which video took you the longest to shoot and which was the most fun to shoot? I don't remember what the longest video was, which video took us the longest to shoot, but Buttholes and I'm Corny were a lot of fun. Just like all the stupid costumes and just being funny and doing funny stuff and getting sprayed with water and getting pies in the face and wearing the superhero outfit and flying and like the goofy, funny sort of comedy ones like Buttholes, Everybody Hates Me, I'm Corny, stuff like that. Those are always the most fun to do because you just get to just like clown around and be a goofball and just like literally not take yourself very seriously and just have fun. Those are the most fun videos to shoot. I'm not exactly sure which video took the longest though. Rob frickin' Murray says, where did you get that plaid shirt? Oh, where did I get this plaid shirt? Probably like, I think I got it at like Top Shop or something. Back when the malls were open. I think I got it at Top Shop or like Zara or some shit. It's like one of those like weird, like lame stores for adults that want to look youthful. You know what I mean? Just like one of those weird sort of middle of the road, like fast food fashion places. I think it was like $40 and it's pretty sick. But since I've been working out for almost a year now, I can't even lift my arms up anymore because I got so vascular. I got so jacked up it doesn't even fit me anymore. I just figured it'd look good with my Yeezy shirt on live stream, so I crammed myself into this just to go live. Donnell Felty says, do you only see top fan questions and comments? Today is my birthday. I would cry if I got a happy birthday from you. Happy birthday, Donnell. Don't cry. And no, I don't just see top fan comments. I see everybody's comments. People bug me all the time about, hey, can you make me a top fan? Can you make me a top fan? Blah, 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 blah. I don't control who is and who isn't a top fan on Facebook. That's all Facebook's work. And I believe it's the people who like, comment, and share the most get a top fan badge. It's like whoever interacts with my posts the most and the most often, that's who Facebook gives the badges to. I physically do not have control to give people's badges. It's just to give people badges. This is all done automatically by Facebook. So, sorry. And happy birthday to Donnell. I'm just flipping through here. Lena Stoklosa says, your tattoos, I'm obsessed. How did the eyelids feel? You and Nova are amazing. We adore you. The eyelids were not fun. They were not good, man. That's a tough spot to get a tattoo. The worst part of it, it's not that it hurts because there's not a lot of like nerve endings there, but the second something touches your eyelid, you have like an automatic reaction to blink. So they have to hold your eyelid down so tight because you want to open your eye so bad. That's the hardest part, is just not opening your eye and then getting stabbed in the eye with a tattoo needle. So that was the worst part of the eyelids. Plus it's like a little bit scary trusting somebody enough to take a motorized needle and draw on your face, let alone your eyelid with it. Like, that's pretty sketchy. You got to be a special kind of stupid to trust somebody to do that. Susan Oster says, what's your favorite type of chips? What's my favorite type of chips? Salt and vinegar. That's my favorite type of chips. Sorry it took me a minute to answer that. I just got a notification that said like ToM MAcDonAlD prize commented on your live stream. So I'm sure some of you guys right now that are dropping comments are being replied to by one of those fake scam profiles. And I have my computer next to me. So it's just like, oh, like it would be so sick that, like, if I could find one of his comments and just fucking ban him right now in the middle of this live stream. But as I'm scrolling, I can't see his comments yet. So I guess I'll just remind you guys of that. I know the scammers are like out of control lately. It's not just like 1 or 2 scammers. It's like fucking 3 generations of families of scammers. Like, it's fucking crazy. ToM MAcDonAlD gift, ToM MAcDonAlD prize, HOG family, Tim McDougall, ToM MAcDonAlD. Like, all of these fake fucking profiles, like, just trying to steal everybody's card information. So I'll just say that really quick. I'm not doing any contests. I'm not giving away prizes. I'm not giving away money. I don't have any other profiles besides this fan page and my personal page, which has existed for like 15 years that I don't even use. So if somebody adds you, if somebody comments to you, if it doesn't have the blue check next to their name, it's not real. And I reply to a lot of you guys, and like, when I reply to you, I'm actually replying to what you said in your comment. I'm not telling you, you won, congratulations, you won. There is no contest. So please do me a favor. If you see one of these scammers commenting on your shit, replying to your posts, adding you on Facebook, blah, 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 please do me a favor and report these sons of bitches. I'm blocking them and banning them and reporting them at an alarming rate, but I can't keep up. So if you guys want to do me a favor, after you've watched and shared the new video on Friday, after you've done that job, if you want to do some overtime, just quickly rip through the page and start reporting scammers. Anytime you got free 5 minutes, report a scammer for me. I'd appreciate it. Because contrary to what the social justice warriors may say, scammer lives don't matter. I'm flipping through here, looking for more questions. Okay, what do we got here? Looking for question marks. Heather Hewitt says, how did you meet Nova? I think I've told this before, but the short story, how did I meet my girlfriend Nova? My girlfriend Nova was a rapper before I was a rapper, and she put me on my first rap show ever in Canada, which is crazy. And I performed a song called Throw Your Drink at the DJ, and Nova's brother was DJing that show, and somebody actually threw a drink at him. I'm not sure if they were throwing a drink at the DJ because my song said throw your drink at the DJ, or if they threw a drink trying to get me off the stage because I was so fucking terrible back then. That one's a mystery to me, but that's how I met her. She put me on my very first rap show ever. Simon Sharp says, do you think someone like Dr. Dre could push you more than you already have? I mean, that seems like a little bit of a silly question, Simon. Like, I think if you get the cosign from Dr. Dre or somebody of that level, of course that's going to push you farther than, I could push myself as far as a cosign like that. It would just take me longer. It's the difference of taking 6 months to do something and what takes you 6 months happening overnight because you get the cosign from Dr. Dre. But I make all my own beats, so I am Dr. Dre. I'm kidding. Relax, stands. All the Eminem fans out there that are getting their panties in a bunch. ToM MAcDonAlD said he's Dr. Dre. Shut the fuck up. I don't know what happened in these past like 5 to 10 years, but it's like the entire world stood up all at once and then picked up sticks off the ground and then shoved sticks up their own asses and then sat back down, because everybody these days has a stick wedged so far up their fucking asses, it's like they forgot what having a sense of humor is. It's like they forgot that you're allowed to laugh at a joke at this point. Everybody is just so uptight and like, it's fucking, it's wild. Anyways. Grant Barrow says, if you could see any artist in concert who's no longer with us, who would it be? I would see Bowie with Kurt Cobain opening. That's the ultimate. Out of just artists that have passed away, definitely headliner, David Bowie, opener, Kurt Cobain. Carson West said, how did you get those pills from sad rappers all around your face without choking on them? I was really, really careful. They weren't actually, the pills that you see in Dear Rappers, they're not actually pills. They're pill casings. So like, you just buy like the case and then you'd have to put your own powder inside it, but it's just like a dissolvable casing. I just bought them off the internet. Dude, the weird shit that I've had to buy off the internet for music videos over the last 3 years, like, they must think that a fucking psycho lives here. Because we're ordering like, remember when we did the music video for Trying to Kill Me? And at the end of the video, the guy in the ski mask comes in with the gloves and he puts me in a body bag and zips it up and shit. Just think about this. When I was buying props for that video, I had to buy a laser sight, black gloves, a body bag, a black ski mask, like military boots, black pants, like. And then there's other times where we're doing something like I'm corny and I'm like, giant corn outfit, corn hat, corn t-shirt, superhero spandex, wrestling boots, blue headbands. And there's times when we're shooting stuff like buttholes and it's like pink suit, blow up unicorn costume, blah, blah, blah. Like, my purchase history on the internet is fucking unbelievable. Like, they seriously must think that a fucking lunatic lives here. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, those weren't actual pills in sad rappers. They were just like little caplets that dissolved that you'd have to take apart and put powder in them yourself. So there you go. Wally Vanderby says, didn't someone say that the woman news anchor and People So Stupid was your sister? Yes, indeed it was. I'm just flipping through you guys' comments here. Jess Danielle says, how are you liking your home? I love the way you've decorated it. Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, I'm just loving it. It beats the hell out of... It beats the hell out of the last place we lived. There's more room for me to stack ridiculous props from music videos and boxes of albums. So that's nice. Because in the last house, I literally had music video props everywhere and boxes of albums stacked from the floor to the ceiling in every fucking room. Like, inside of our house, there was so many boxes lining the walls of the last house that it looked like the interior of our house. It looked like it was built of fucking cardboard. Like, it looked like a child's fucking clubhouse inside our actual adult house. Because I had so many cardboard boxes lining the walls. You couldn't even see the fucking wallpaper. Like, it looked like we lived in a giant cardboard box. It was fucked up. So I'm really enjoying that all those cardboard boxes are not, the house isn't so small that the cardboard boxes fill up every room. That's really nice. Larry Shaw says, do labels try to pressure you into signing? They don't try to pressure me, but we got a lot of offers from a lot of different labels that ask us to go to meetings and have a Zoom call and get on Skype and talk to people and blah, 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 blah. And like, of course, they all want to offer a different deal and want you to be a part of their label, but they don't pressure me. Like, they're not like, sign this deal or we're going to kidnap your dog and burn your house down. Like, but they, you know, they come knocking and they blow us up all the time and want us to go to the meetings and have the conversations, but just we're not fucking interested, man. We've all done this together for the past almost 3 years. And everything that we've built together, like, I'm not willing to sacrifice that for any amount of money. Like, there's nothing that a record label can offer me at this point. There's no sum of money. There's no fancy car. There's no big house. There's nothing that a record label can give me to incentivize me to compromise my morals or become submissive to the narrative of a record label or change my direction or give up my artistic freedom. It's just not going to fucking happen. People say everybody has a number. And maybe everybody does have a number. Everybody except for fucking me. I don't care if Universal shows up to a meeting with $100 million in gold bricks and 30 fucking briefcases. I'm not taking the fucking money. I'm going to continue making money in gold bricks and record deals. Don't make me happy. And I'm the type of person that has spent a lot of his life miserable. I'm not willing to do anything at this. I'm not wasting any more time being miserable at this point. I need to do what makes me happy. And what makes me happy is making the music I love for the people I love, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. And that's really it. So there's not too many ways that you could really pressure me into it. If a record label said, you got to sign this deal or we're going to run you down with a car, I'd fucking lay down in the street. Like, I'm not interested in signing a record deal at all. You can't pressure me to do it. There he is. There's this son of a bitch. ToM MAcDonAlD said, you win. Check my profile. Block. Boom. Blocked him. I got him. I finally found him in the comment section. One down, only 87,943 to go. Rob Kraus says Almond Joy or Snickers and pineapple on pizza. I don't think I've ever had an Almond Joy. I eat almond M&Ms like they're literally going out of production. I eat like a bag a day. So just based on my apparent love for almonds, I might have to go with Almond Joy, even though I've never even had one before. But I'm going to roll with that. Pineapple most definitely goes on pizza. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I know there's like this movement of people who don't think that pineapple goes on pizza. Maybe this is the problem with the world today. It can all be boiled down to pineapple on pizza. Everybody thinks that you have to make this choice. Are you left? Are you right? Are you red? Are you blue? Are you liberal? Are you conservative? Are you Democrat? Are you Republican? Blah, blah, blah. Do you like pineapples on pizza? Do you not like pineapples on pizza? Look, does pineapple go on pizza? Pineapple goes on my fucking pizza. But check it out. You are also a person, a living, breathing, thinking, conscious person. And just because pineapples don't go on my fucking pizza, or just because pineapples go on my fucking pizza, doesn't mean that pineapples have to go on your fucking pizza. Believe it or not, America, you can choose to have no pineapples on your pizza, and that doesn't bother me as someone who wants pineapples on their pizza. You know what? You don't even have to eat fucking pizza. You can eat whatever the fuck you want. Almond Joy, Snickers. That was the most divisive comment in this live stream. Anyways, next time somebody tries to make you classify yourself by one political ideology, break it down for them and explain pineapples on pizza. This is not fucking rocket science, people. Okay. What do we got going on here? Pardon me. Tristan Dawson says, my brother wants to rap. What advice do you have for him? It's the same advice that I give everybody who wants to rap. Check it out. You want to be a rapper? First thing you got to do is ask yourself, why do you want to be a rapper? Do you want to be a rapper because you want to get rich? Do you want to be a rapper because you want to drive a fancy car? Do you want to be a rapper because you want to be the cool guy? Do you want to be a rapper because you want to get girls? If you answered yes to any of those things, don't be a fucking rapper. We have enough people that want to be rappers to be the cool guy and the guy who gets girls and the guy who drives cars and the guy who makes money and blah, blah, blah. We have enough of those fucking rappers. If those are your reasons for being a rapper, go fuck off and do something else. Please. If you do want to be a rapper because you feel like you have something inside of you that you need to show the rest of the world, if you feel like you have a perspective or an unpopular opinion that isn't otherwise being represented and it is burning inside of you and you have to let that out. If you want to be a rapper because you think that something that you can say to the rest of the planet is going to help other people get through their day, if you want to be a rapper for any of those reasons, be a rapper. Rap about what you know. Don't tell anybody else's story. Tell your own story. If you don't shoot guns and drive cars and buy clothes and throw money, don't talk about those things. If you work at 7-Eleven, if you fix air conditioners, if you walk dogs, if you're a surgeon, if you're a firefighter, if you're homeless, if you're a teacher, if you're whatever the fuck it is, welder, plumber, carpenter, mechanic, rap about those things. Rap about what you know. The world is too full of shit these days to have anybody else getting on a platform and being a musician and filling the world full of more shit. It's too full of shit. We don't need it. So if you're going to be a musician, be honest, be real with yourself, be real with your fans. People gravitate towards authenticity and people who are genuine. People gravitate towards what's real. So be real. The coolest thing that you could ever be on the planet is yourself. I know that sounds like cliche, stupid advice, but that's the fact of the matter. Fancy clothes, cars, houses, girls, money. This shit doesn't make you any cooler than you already are. There's nothing like... A guitar doesn't make you cooler. Gatorade doesn't make you cooler. A cup that says fuck on it doesn't make you cooler. Long hair doesn't make you cooler. Backwards hats don't make you cooler. Really sick bleached flannel shirts don't make you cooler. You will never get any cooler than who you are as a person at the very essence of your being. Tap into who you are, get to know yourself, and be that. That's the coolest thing you could possibly be, is yourself. If you want to dress it up with some tattoos, if you want to dress it up with some tattoos and some piercings and some grills and some backwards hats and a cool haircut and shit, You want to dress it up? Go the fuck ahead. Dress it the fuck up. That's part of having fun with the one life that you have to lead. Like that, it's fun. I get it. It is fun. But the coolest thing that you could ever be doesn't need any of this other external bullshit. The coolest thing you could ever be is yourself. Be that on your songs, and you will have a long and amazing career. That's the best advice I can give. Yo, and on that note, speaking of being ourselves and that being cool, I was myself to the very core in this music video that I'm dropping on Friday at 9 a.m. It is a very, 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 very special music video. It is very true to who I am. It's almost too real. I cannot wait to show you guys this video Friday at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, I'm dropping the artwork at 9 a.m. If you want to know what the song's called and maybe what the song's about and who else might be on it, meet me here tomorrow at 9 a.m. when I drop the artwork. If you want to see the video before anybody else, join the Hangover Gang newsletter and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Both of the links are pinned in the comments. I think when this live stream ends, the pinned comment might go away. So I will copy and paste the links back into the comments as soon as this is over. When you see my comment, give it a thumbs up. It'll push it up higher in the feed and make it easier for other people to find it. So, yeah. New video Friday, 9 a.m. Artwork drops tomorrow. Join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Subscribe to YouTube. That's pretty much it, isn't it? That's my promo roll, right? Did I miss anything? No, I think that's it. So with that being said, you guys know like how often I work and how much shit I have to do since I do it all by myself. Completely independently. So I got to cut you guys loose. I got a billion things to do. Super looking forward to giving you guys this video on Friday. This was a good live stream. I felt like my last live stream, I wasn't feeling that great. I was having a couple bummer days, and I think that maybe came through in my last live stream. I'm in a good mood today. I hope I helped some people out there be in a good mood. I hope you laughed at least once or twice or heard some sort of relevant advice to your life. I hope everybody takes something away from this. I hope everybody had a great Wednesday. If you're one of the people waking up early tomorrow and going to work on Thursday, be safe on your shifts and drive to and from work safely. And I hope you guys have a great shift. And this was a lot of fun. And to all the people that showed up here and tuned in to hang out with me, as somebody who's like a massive, massive loner, it really means the world to sit down once a week or once every 2 weeks and hang out with all you guys and read all the wonderful things you say and answer your questions. And I just really do have a blast, man. So thank you for everybody that joined. I'm seeing a lot of people say, no, don't stop yet. Like blah, blah, blah. Keep hanging out. I can't. I have so many things to do. I got to go. So I'll just leave you with new video Friday, 9 a.m. The artwork drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. Cannot wait to give this to you guys. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart. It's Hangover Gang forever. I read this quote the other day. I'll leave you guys with this quote, all right? When it rains, look for a rainbow. And when it's dark, look for the stars. No matter what you're going through, find the silver lining. There's a little bit of good in every extremely shitty situation. I hope you guys can find a way to see whatever you might be going through a different lens. I struggle with that all the time, and I'm constantly switching lenses, trying to see the shitty situations for the best, but it's all we can do. So, you know, stay smart, stay strong, stay safe. I hope you guys are excited for Friday. I'm excited. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's Hangover Gang forever. Have a good evening, y'all. Love you. Peace.